What's going on, guys? Jackson from Jay's Game Show. Today, we're back with another video, another podcast. Let's dive right into it. Today's topic is going to be talking about Avengers versus the Justice League. And this has happened in the comics before. And probably one of the biggest battles I know of, besides like Batman versus Superman and a few others. But this is probably one of the big battles I know of. And whatever side you think wins, or who you guys think is going to win after my opinions and things like that stuff, comment down below who you think is going to win this amazing battle we're going to talk about on this podcast. So, now when we talk about Avengers versus Justice League, there's a lot of different types of each team. Like Justice League has different Justice League teams, like Justice League Dark, Justice League Unlimited, Justice League everything, like just like different stuff like that. And other Marvel teams have different Marvel characters in them. So you guys need to know what characters I'm talking about. So I think we shouldn't do like so many characters on each team so we don't get confused. I'm going to do a limit of 5 characters on each team to make it simple and fair. So for my Marvel picks, I'm going to go ahead and put Captain America, Iron Man, The Incredible Hulk, Thor, and probably Captain Marvel. The reason I say that is because those 5 are probably the 5 strongest and most strategic. And then my 5 DC characters are probably going to be Batman, Superman, probably Martian Manhunter, definitely Shazam, and I would go with Green Arrow because these are all Batman and Green Arrow are very good strategists, and power comes from Superman, Shazam, and Martian Manhunter. I feel like Martian Manhunter is a very underrated character, as well as Shazam. With the new Shazam movie coming out, I'm definitely going to try and do a review over that movie when I get the chance to. But yeah, that's why I picked those characters for those each teams. If you could change the teams in any shape, way, or form, of course, please comment down below what your teams would be and who you think would win in the end. But with these 5 teams, I'm going to go ahead and tell you who I think would win and how I got there. Who I think would win this battle with these 5 characters on each team is probably, in my own opinion, going to be DC. The reason I say that is because many of you can agree with me, but many of you can also disagree with me. And the reason I say this is because DC has Batman, which is one of the smartest people in the entire DC universe. Not the Justice League, but one of the smartest people in the DC universe. Now, he's no Lex Luthor, he's no amazing Brainiac, but he also has a very high intellect, which makes him very deadly, I would say. But, we all know he doesn't kill, which kind of holds him back a little bit. But imagine what capabilities he could be if he didn't hold back. And there actually is a Batman like that. We all know it's his dad who does that, which is a different form of Batman, which is a whole different story, which I'm not going to go into. But definitely read over that in some comics. It's a really good story arc. But let's just continue. So I feel like, Batman would have a good strategy. He would have a plan ready to go. Because, he always has a plan for everybody. But that being said, like I said, he has a plan for everybody. But since this is the Avengers versus the Justice League, the Avengers versus the Justice League, I feel like Batman really wouldn't know what he was getting into. But I did say before this did happen in a comic book. But if we're talking about like a actual live action movie, he wouldn't really know what he was getting into because he has something prepared for each and every person. Such as Superman, he has kryptonite ready. And for just different Justice League members, if any of them go rogue, he has something ready for it. But for the Avengers, he doesn't really know them well. He doesn't know their power. He doesn't know their abilities that well like he does the Justice League. So he doesn't really know what they're capable of and what their weaknesses are. So I feel like he wouldn't be ready for that. But you also have to think that he has a very high intellect, so he will come up with something pretty fast, hopefully pretty quickly, to take him down. We also have Green Arrow, which is a pretty good strategist, a pretty good sharpshooter, I would say, on the bow and arrow, of course. He has multiple types of arrows. He has his regular arrows, his grapple arrows, his ice arrows, fire arrows, everything like that. A wider range of basically weapons for arrows, of course. and that make him kind of more deadly, and he can just take out anybody. That's what makes him just really good overall. We also have like the powerhouses like Superman and Shazam and Martian Manhunter. Like I said, those are probably the main powerhouses out of this team because they're the strongest and the most powerful. But let's talk about Marvel, and this is a pretty good close matchup because we have two major, or technically three major powerhouses on this Marvel team, which consists of Thor, Hulk, and Captain Marvel. These are my three top main powerhouses that are probably going to take down either Shazam or Superman. The reason they probably wouldn't take down Martian Manhunter first is because he's just way too OP overall. You can probably agree with me on that. He has way too many powers. He's way OP. But I feel like these are the powerhouses of the Marvel team that can probably take on Superman toe-to-toe. If Hulk wanted to take on Superman toe-to-toe, he probably could. And we all know Hulk doesn't really have a limit to his strength. It's just the angrier he gets, the stronger he gets, of course. Superman has never been seen to have a limit to his strength. There's been multiple examples of when he has shown so much strength that we don't know how limited it is or if it is limitless, but I'm assuming it's limitless, as well as the Hulks. And we also have Thor on this team, which is an incredible powerhouse who can generate lightning through his new axe, which he could probably take down Shazam if you wanted to, but you also have to think Shazam has the power of the gods, just different powers from each god, so he has just a wider range of powers. So he could probably counter Thor, or he could fight him hand to hand with strength. But you never really know what happens throughout these fights. But for Martian Manhunter, I feel like he would be able to take down most of the Marvel by himself if he wanted to. He's just that OP, because you have to remember Martian Manhunter took down the entire Justice League by himself, and he did a pretty good job at it. So he can probably take down these five Marvel characters. But we also have Captain America on our team, which makes him a pretty good strategist and a pretty good hand-to-hand fighter, which I would put him up against Batman. But is it enough to take down Batman is the question. And I'm gonna have to go with no, because he's fought Iron Man toe-to-toe, and he basically did win, but I would call that a tie, but I don't know. It's up to you guys, who you guys think would win. In the Civil War movie, I'm going to give that to Cap, but we can all say it probably was a really close tie. So can he take on Batman? Maybe, but I feel like Batman's just a little bit smarter. I'm not saying Captain America is stupid or anything, but I'm just saying I feel like Batman would have a strategy, a plan, ready to go. But we never know. You never know, because Batman has to know. He has to know his character, who he's going up against, to know the weaknesses and strengths and everything that comes with that. So I feel like him fighting Captain America would give him kind of a disadvantage because he doesn't really know his weakness. Even though Captain America is still human inside, he has lots of strength. He has lots of basically enhanced just everything from going through the superhuman experiment, which makes him stronger, smarter, a little bit faster, a little bit everything overall than the average man. But is it making him stronger than Batman? Because we all know Batman's still human inside. He does have his limits. But we also have Captain Marvel on our team for Marvel, which makes her an incredible powerhouse. If you guys saw the Captain Marvel movie, you would see how great of a hero she really is, and she could probably take on Shazam or even Superman by herself if she really wanted to. I feel like that'd be a really good matchup, Superman and Captain Marvel. But that's my answer, that I feel like DC would win this, because I just feel like overall everything in the end they would probably come out on top, but probably barely, because of these I feel like the only reason they would come out on top is because of mainly Martian Manhunter. Not saying the other guys are bad, but I feel like Martian Manhunter is just so OP, he could just take out anybody. So with that being said, DC is going to be the winner for this battle. If you guys disagree with me or agree with me, comment down below what you guys would do for your teams, everything like that I said earlier. But hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.